Welcome back, guys. So this is a bit of a personal video. It's not one that's going to help you, or it might help you make a decision, possibly if you understand my points. But basically, a lot of people have been asking on the stream or in comments on YouTube or whatever, am I going to be playing Season of Mastery? Am I going to be doing Road to Ragnaros, the hardcore challenge? The honest answer is I was, but now I'm not. And I just want to get into why I'm not. Now, I've sort of covered a lot of the changes that Blizzard have announced and followed the beta of Season of Mastery through. And whilst I like it, I think it's good, I think they're making positive steps, it's not quite hit the mark for me personally. Now, this is not me slagging Season of Mastery off because I've even got videos planned coming about Season of Mastery, but I need to put my focus in one place, and my focus is obviously setting the channel up for Wrath of the Lich King content. So the launch of a particular Wrath server and the Season of Mastery server are only 3 days apart. I can't commit to both because I just physically haven't got time. Now, most people are like, well, you should be playing Season of Mastery. You'll get to play Wrath when it comes out. But I've got a group of people that have been waiting months to be playing on this particular server. And obviously, it gives me the ability to brush up on everything, learn absolutely everything, to share with you guys. That's the important thing. So I can be ready for Wrath Classic and get you ready at the same time. So that's point one. So point one is just really a conflict of interest, if you like, for me personally. The second thing, when I say it didn't hit the mark, the reason I would say it hasn't quite hit the mark is because of lack of class changes. I like that they've scaled up the difficulty, but then there's other things where, scaled the difficulty of the bosses up, they've made, added mechanics and stuff, which I think is fantastic, don't get me wrong, but then introduced items, like early, so to make players more powerful easily, if you like. There's just some sort of, I'm going to say contradictory systems put in, but just changes that I can't really get on board with. And again, this is not me being negative. I know loads of people are really excited about Season of Mastery, and I hope you all have a really good time on it. But for me, for them to have really hit the mark, class balancing, making more classes viable, potentially adding different abilities, I don't mean different abilities that we've never seen before, but, just one off the top of my head, as a Feral Druid, giving us Mangle, for example. Now, I know it's a level 70 talent, but on the basis as a seasonal server, it's never going to get to TBC or anything like that. It's not like you're pulling things forward, you're just balancing the classes. Vampiric Touch for Shadow Priests to make them more sought after, make people want them, because quite honestly, I think mana users are going to really, really struggle in these raids because they're going to last that much longer. You're going to be chugging mana pots constantly. You're going to be using demonic runes or dark runes on cooldown, and you're probably still going to struggle to get all the way through a fight. So for me, what this is actually going to do is then make the warrior rogue meta stacking even worse, because warriors and rogues are definitely going to be able to get through the fight. And there'd even come a point where, you're like, well, warlocks will be all right because they can life tap. But you still are then taking mana from your healers, who your healers are probably going to start struggling getting through fights, especially when the content gets even harder. Think forward past Molten Core. When you're in Blackwing Lair, when you're in AQ or Nax, whatever, how long are those fights going to last, and how hard are those fights going to be? Now, I know mana issues sort of don't tend to get worse, they tend to get better over the course of the sort of the content phases or the cycles or whatever you want to call it. But still, I think the whole fact of speed running using warriors and rogues, that's not been addressed at all. Whilst it doesn't really matter to me too much, like I've said already quite openly, I'm not going to be playing it. I am going to be playing it, but on the side. I'll be leveling a character slowly. It's certainly not going to be my main focus. But I think they could have just done more. And I'm disappointed that they didn't do more, if I'm honest, because I would have loved to have been tempted to play it, But like I said, from the very second it was announced, they need to make bold changes to even sway me. And they was making bold changes, changes that I really like. But it was like they fell at the last hurdle for me. They didn't fall at the first. They was progressing on this run pretty well. They got to the last hurdle where I was like, right, raids are more difficult. The next thing they're going to start looking at is classes. Instead of saying they're looking at classes, they announced the release and have since flat out said that they're not making any changes to classes. That's it. I know it was a real short video and it was more of just an update than anything else, but hopefully it just answered the question. If you've asked in the comments and you've said like, oh, are you going to be playing Season of Mastery? What server are you going to be playing on? Sort of where I stand. I will be playing it a bit, but what I do aim to do is a hardcore character in Season of Mastery or a Soul of Iron character on the Road to Rag EU server so I can just help farm. You know, I'm not going to be participating in Road to Rag because, you know, if I was participating in Road to Rag, I want to give it my all, and I can't give it my all. But what I can do is create a character, help them out by supplying them materials. You know, I'll just basically be a gatherer for them. So that's it. Mate, I was going to say make sure you like and subscribe, but really there's not much reason to subscribe to the channel with a video like this. But have a look on the channel. You'll probably find something you like, hopefully. And then maybe subscribe while you're watching that video instead. But anyway, peace out. Take it easy.